Episode 189 of the Blathering Live. I'm Ken Knapsack, your hostess with the mostest. And we're going to have a fun hour plus hanging out tonight with the Blathering community. Producer Steve will be here in a second. We got calls lined up already. I thought I had a new call setting to show off, and it didn't work in test runs. I felt like I'm launching SpaceX here on StreamYard. We got a poll tonight, too. Oh, yeah, we do got a poll tonight. It's been a while. I apologize. But if you're in the live chat, especially on the YouTube side, because Twitch and Facebook, though I do hope you're watching there, and I hope you're listening later, but if you're live here in the YouTube chat room, the poll for the night is simple. Shark Week, yay or nay? I want to know your thoughts, because we're going to chat a little bit about the upcoming Shark Week, and just like that Dishwalla song, Counting Blue Cars. Tell me all your thoughts on God, because I'd really like to meet her. I want to know your thoughts on sharks, because I haven't. Tuesday Blathering says Cameron Stewart has created a hole in the space-time continuum. I apologize for that. Actually had to go into the office yesterday, and it was adorable. If they had said come back Tuesday, I'd probably be upset that I had to go into an office. But Monday, I was so excited. Sunday night, I was so excited. I packed my little book bag. I had my little clipboard. I had my laptop with my charger. I had note cards. I had little snacky cakes. I picked out my outfit, which is the outfit I wear every day. Black shirt, black jeans. I just changed the shoes or the headwear. And I was so excited. And I got up early. And I got all ready. And I made myself a little breakfast, a little brekkie. And I drove into work all the way down on Wilshire Boulevard. And you're like, Ken, we're not from LA. That doesn't mean anything. That should mean something. You try driving to Wilshire Boulevard in rush hour. You try not going crazy. But I did it with a smile on my face. Full work day. And when I drove home, I was like, this is a great feeling. I feel like I'm a productive member of society. I feel like I've gone out and seen the world. I've worked for the day, and I get to go home and just relax. And that's what I did. A friend came over. We talked for a little bit. I watched episode 3 of the Netflix series Quarterback, because I enjoy it, and I enjoy football and sports competition and the lugheads that do it. And I'm trying to tell myself I don't mind Kirk Cousins, but he's a little bit of a religious head, and I just despise that. But I also think I root for him because he's a sad sack of an NFL quarterback. I wonder if Producer Steve have thoughts on that. But it was a good day. It was a good day. So that's why we're here on a Tuesday. Ken had to work. Ken had to work. Yeah, Dylan Barry is here, says Wilshire from any part of town is insane. I'm in Culver City, and it's a nightmare. Yeah, and Culver City's right. It's right by it. The old Defy Media Screen Junkies offices were on Wilshire and Robertson. There you go. They're not there anymore, so I'm not doxing anyone. Wilshire, Robertson. From there to where I lived in Studio City, hour 44 sometimes. If I went to the canyons just to get there, that's when you start going bonkers. That's why I love work from home culture. But it was fun to go in. So that is kind of where we're at. If you want to call into the show, I'd love for you to call into the show. It's a pretty simple idea, a pretty simple concept. All you got to do is become a YouTube channel member, and or you can be a supporter on patreon.com/Ken Knapsack. Get in there on that Patreon page. You get a lot of extra things too. Pop Rock and Radio. My old comedy archive stuff, other things that pop up. The Young Guns 2 rewatch, the Young Guns 1 rewatch, and the Young Guns 2 one is now 2 years in the planning, I think. But I think I'm finally going to get the file and do it, because I'm a lazy bastard. So that's all there. You can support the show in that way. You can support the show with super chats, super thanks, hitting that link right there, and keep us going here. Or you can just be here and be part of the community. That's the way. I also want to point, just business. It's a business meeting tonight. Maybe because I went to the office. Been putting out those Blathering mini-sodes, and they're doing okay. We're not going viral. No, we're not part of any TikTok trend. But I've actually seen a little uptick in not only activity and engagement with my pages, but even here on the YouTube page. A couple more subscribers jumped in, which for me, quite frankly, I'm going to be honest, has always been a little rare. This is not a fast-growing channel. In fact, it's a slow drip of a loss in terms of subscribers over the years. But we're creeping back up over the 4,400 mark. The 440? We're running 440s today. It's the NFL Combine. The 4,400 mark. So Happy to see that. So we're going to be doing more of those. And if you're a channel member or a Patreon member, you get to ask questions. I'm just going to say this, and I'm not even going to bring producer Steve up here. Some of you are failing the assignment. Some of you are failing the assignment. I don't want Steve to have to live through this. I'm a teacher scolding. If you post a question, think snappy, think clips, think what can get out there and get fast. It could be serious, it could be silly. That doesn't matter. But a good example of one that is on the way. Worst trend of the 90s. That's a great one. That's one I can answer today. Professor Addy had a great question. Would you rather get hit by the pitch, a thrown pitch, or rather foul a ball off yourself? Steve and I had a fun conversation. That's the kind of questions I'm looking for, and you guys are helping because sometimes I just can't think of the questions to ask, and it's more fun when they come from you. More of those Blathering minisodes are on the way, but it's been really helping, and I appreciate you. All right, let's bring in producer Steve. And we are going to be catching up here. I moved Steve, I moved everything.
There he is.
Yeah, I was so excited tonight. I got all of my screens on the bottom. I got everything in order, and I moved you up, and I couldn't find you.
We're here now. Thank you again, as always. Hello, everybody. Missed you Saturday. Hope you guys had fun.
We had a fun show. We had a little hour power. It was a good time.
It's awesome. Love it. Yeah, Beard Watch is we're getting there. We're getting there. It's an week of progress. So we're getting there.
Your beard grows in fast. You got nothing to worry about it. Nothing to worry about it. You, sir, life is tough. I know some stuff going on for you right now, so we don't need to go into it. We can just talk about silly things. What's on your mind tonight? What's on your list tonight?
No, I'm excited for. Yeah, we'll open that can of worms someday. I don't want to get there today, but we've got some fun stuff to talk about today. We got 51 days until the NFL season starts. Ken, I did not go see Superman, for example, as we talked last week. There is a story behind that, so we can get into that a little bit. There's some real world stuff we can talk about, and then we have tomorrow is Wednesday, and what I like to call the Point Nemo of the sports calendar. I don't think that's taken anywhere. I didn't look. I didn't Google it. I didn't chat GPT it. I came up with that myself, Ken, and I'll explain it when we want to talk sports. But tomorrow is the Point Nemo of the sports calendar.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I know kind of what tomorrow is. Yeah. It's with the baseball dark. It's the only day where there's no sport played. Is that what you're talking about?
That is, well, the WNBA I think is going on. But even their All-Star break is next week. Right. Mm-hmm. But yes, so tomorrow is the ESPYs, which is famously the day after the All-Star break. It's when there's no sports going on, so they can get all the athletes into one room. I'm pretty sure we have some kind of like a last survivor type situation in like another stadium. They have like all the backup quarterbacks and all the backup like athletes in another, in case something happens, a la Game of Thrones at the ESPYs. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
But tomorrow is the Point Nemo on the sports calendar because it's the furthest, there's nothing going on. But Point Nemo, Ken, is like that point in the middle of the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean, that is like the furthest point away from any kind of land or civilization or anything, right? It's like literally you are closer to the astronauts on the space station when it goes by overhead than you are anyone else, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So tomorrow is that day. We're in the middle of nowhere in the summer. Football is still super far away. There's no basketball. There's no hockey. Shit, there's no golf because it's in the middle of the week. There's no racing going on. It's a Wednesday of all things. There is nothing to watch tomorrow other than the ESPYs and the WNBA. Don't get me wrong. I think the WNBA is on tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, look,
if you don't like basketball, you're screwed.
You're screwed. WNBA has been around 20 plus years now, right? So it's not like it just arrived. But I think it's higher on the profile list, so that counts. But in the old days, it was like no major sports: football, NFL, baseball, hockey, NBA. No sports on the day after the All-Star game. It was a good bar trivia answer. A lot of bar trivia contests won over that one. But now, maybe not so much case. Love the ESPYs thing. They're still going? The ESPYs are still going?
Oh, yeah. Shane Gillis hosting, I believe.
I mean, I wasn't going to watch anyways. But I'm definitely not going to watch. So, there we go. Speaking of real world stuff, I did want to swing through some stuff. I want to just shout out Senator Josh Hawley from the great state of Missouri. Is that?
I believe that's right. Yep.
Yeah. I want to just shout him out for coming out today, trying to get some amendments to the Medicare cuts to save rural hospitals and save some of the cuts because he just feels it's the right thing to do. In fact, he's so close to God. I'm sure Josh Hawley will tell you that God probably told him this is the right thing to do, and he'll probably clutch a fist to maybe his, the same fist he put up to insurrectionists, and it'll probably just be like, God spoke to me, and we need to save some of these Medicare cuts, even though he voted for them 2 weeks ago, Steve. So I just want to shout him out for just, just doing the right thing. Just like Lisa Murkowski, voting for something that was horrible, but we're just going to do it anyway. And now to, fecklessly try to change some of these cuts. I just think he's a hero. Josh Hawley, you, ordained by God, are a hero. And we just love you around these parts. You fuck dick. All right. Steve, do you think the Epstein files are real? Do you think they will be released? Do you think that people are on the list? Do you think Biden made up the list? Do you think Obama, Biden, and Comey and Hillary got together and made up the Epstein files? Or are you like me, who even with all this hoopla still thinks, I just don't think there was an actual list. I just don't think it was what anyone thought it was. And there's a empty Al Capone vault where all these conspiracy theories got to.
Oh, see, I find it really interesting that that's where you are on that, Ken, because I thought you'd think there would be a vault or a file. I think there is an envelope somewhere sitting on Trump's toilet somewhere in Mar-a-Lago, probably, or next to it, or in a bathtub of a guest room that hasn't been used in 30 years.
True.
That probably is amongst all the other things, or something like that. No, there is, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion from the things that I've looked into, and the news I've kept up on. There's absolutely some kind of a list, or Ghislaine Maxwell is not in jail for no reason, right? You don't traffic people that didn't exist, right? So there's some thing there,
there's
right?
clients.
Right. Exactly. We know all about the flight logs and all of the stuff that is already public. But I think the fact that the administration went from literally campaigning on it, we have a list, we have this, we have that, it's going to be released, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's a lot of infrastructure week to me, and a lot of 2 weeks from now kind of mean, because it's God, this whole administration is such a, they don't want to actually, they're the dog that's chasing the car. They don't actually want to catch it.
They don't catch it.
They don't want their base to catch it either. The whole point is that they can get their base to get behind chasing the freaking car, right? So this is one of those things where it's like, shit, we caught the car. And we thought we knew what to do when we caught the car, which was, but then we realized, oh shit, everything in the car is our dirty laundry. Here's the thing. They were like, okay, we have two options here. Convince our base that we can do two things. We can think that our base is stupid enough that we can convince them that everything, while there's a lot of bad stuff in here, is not all bad, or we can spin it, or we can think they're really stupid and just say, oh no, it's all gone, never mind, it never existed. Okay. I just think they went option B. That's my opinion.
That it was never there. Yeah, okay. Look, I agree. First of all, yes, stuff did happen, right? Because we always, even though we're having a fun conversation, I always want to make sure there's actual victims, actual trafficked women in this whole story that are at the center of this. So let's never lose sight of that, even if we're doing jokey morning radio. I know you're not, I'm not, but just putting that out there for the audience. But all of that aside, I just I think you're right. It is they don't want to ever catch the car, and I just think in my mind, I'm always like, what is the answer? Is the answer like he didn't kill himself, or he did kill himself? Excuse me. He wasn't murdered. Hillary didn't have him off. He killed himself. Like, that's the answer. That's the thing with most conspiracies. That thing you thought in the sky that you can't understand, it's an airplane. It's an airplane. That's what it is. It's an airplane. You just can't recognize it. It looks different. You don't understand how the Earth globe, the curve of the Earth makes things look. It's an airplane. That's where I come down on some of this stuff. And so that's why I'm leaning hard on the Al Capone empty vault, which is probably a reference that Brady doesn't get. I don't know if Brady's here today, but I think it's there. Anyways, but I do I think my tone's changed over the last week a little bit. This was mostly last week where I was like, sorry, folks, there's just no list. Guess what? You've been sold a lie. But the way the influencers, the cat turds of the world, are out there going, who's still talking about that name? Epstein? Well, no one cool mentions that name. Very clearly trying to pick up the fumbled ball and run it back into the wrong end zone. That makes me more on what you're thinking of. Yes, there's something.
Charlie Kirk literally tweeted out, "Hey, no, went and talked to the paraphrase of went and talked to Trump. You know, we're good on Epstein now, right? Like so now we're not going to talk about Epstein. Like that's literally the epitome of going, kissing the ring, and getting your marching orders and saying, okay, we're not going to talk about this. I mean, it's just so. Goodness gracious! When it's so. I don't know. I mean, that's one of the ploys, right? If it's so overt and it's so obvious, you almost look like a hypocrite for calling it out. You almost look silly for calling it out. So they're just going to do it anyway. Yeah.
There's something. Brady asks, "What reference will I not get?" Brady, if I say that blank was as empty as Al Capone's vault. What does that reference mean to you? Please reply in the comments. No one help him. I want the whole story. It's not about who Al Capone is. I'm assuming you know who Al Capone is.
And 10,000 bonus points if you can give us the reporter who famously opened the vault. Yeah.
To me, that's the entire story. But we'll see. Anyway, all right. Yeah, no, well said there. And look, it's this thing too. Especially like someone like me who loves digging into conspiracy theories to debunk them because, again, most of them not true. And what you think is a conspiracy theory is just like a plot or a secret program. Doesn't make it a conspiracy theory. It just means something they didn't want you to find out about. There's answers. There's always. I'm the professor from Gilligan's Island. Always like, no, Skipper. There's probably a reason for it. There's not magic on this island. We're 1 year removed this past week, 1 year removed from the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania of Trump. And because of what I just said, the conspiracy theories, I cannot fully lean into it was staged. I have trouble making that leap.
No.
But Steve, the footage going around of that guy hurting the reporters is the first time I've been like, well, okay. I'd like more on that, please, because it's not convincing to the end. The first part of the video, I say reporters, the photographers, and it looks like maybe he's hurting them, but to me it just looks like he's just trying to like, eh. But then when they get to the end, he's literally like he's shepherding them. He's like a sheepdog to get the shot, and. Is it just an opportunist, a great PR guy who's like, what an opportunity? Or is it all part of it? But I can't, Steve, make that big leap to conspiracy because of all that. I don't want to be a hypocrite.
No, I think I'm with you on that one. I would need a lot of other video or evidence to tell me that one was staged or in some way. I think if anything, they would have gone harder with making the shooter like this big villain and everything, and I don't know. I just feel like because for as crazy as this country is and our news cycle is, that story died surprisingly quick. I mean, every story dies now surprisingly quickly.
Right.
But especially for the campaign, I don't know. I was surprised they didn't lean on that even harder than they did. Even after all the bandages at the RNC and all that kind of stuff. But now they are. Now they're selling merch with shirts and paintings and all that. So
yeah. But that's a great point too. That if it was truly a staged assassination attempt that got someone killed, by the way. Someone died.
Right.
And not just the shooter. We think the shooter had died because, there's not a lot on him or his body, and it was cremated, all these things you're seeing coming out. But that could all be policy or procedure that we're just not aware of. That could be something I don't know of. And I don't want to, conspiracy theories emerge when you don't understand how things work, right? So I don't want to do that. But what you said is really interesting of if it was staged and they got this, great photo op, this prize-winning photo with the fist in the air and the bloody ketchup capsule ear. You'd think that would just come. Yeah, that would just be all the time. Like if you went to that lengths and you successfully pulled off an assassination attempt, stage one to that degree, that would lead every conversation, right?
Right. Unless the tragedy that someone died as a result of all of this, that isn't the shooter, actually means that all these people involved have a shred of empathy. But no, I'm going to go with total nut job, went off, found a parking garage that was empty, and took a shot at Trump and missed.
Yeah. Yep. I think, anyways. Fascinating stuff. We'll start getting some calls ready. We got David. David calling back in. I'm excited to get to David. Love talking to David. Jared's in here, but Jared said BRB. I love that Jared's like, I run this place. I run this place. Tully's here. Paige Turner's ever not is here. We'll talk about some sports a little bit later on as we'll go more in depth into that. You did not get a chance to see Superman. This was high on the list. Hell, we did an entire clip out of it.
Yeah.
What can you say about this? How did this happen? How did you fail us, Steve?
I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry, Ken. I'm sorry, everyone watching, everyone who watched the other video. I did let you all down. Did not see Superman. Did not see it for myself. Didn't see it with my Reagan Republican dad. Let's just say it's been a very hectic 4 or 5 days for my family.
Yes.
But before a lot of stuff went crazy, me and my dad had the opportunity to hang out for a few hours. We were going to go to Topgolf. I think we talked about that as an idea. Right. And so as soon as the women departed for the baby shower and it was just me and my dad, the women is in wives and babies and stepmoms and all that kind of stuff.
It's nice to know your
I didn't want it to sound too bad.
I love how your weekend happened in 1958.
Yeah. Right, exactly. As soon as they all left, but I was like, so do you want to go play Topgolf? And he was like, no, let's just go to lunch. I was like, oh, okay.
Low 5 day. Okay.
I was like, so what about there's this new Superman picture out. Any interest in that? And he was like, like I said, my dad has only been to like the Star Wars movies in theaters. Other than that, I think the last movie we saw was The Dark Knight. Right. So he's not a go to the cinema kind of guy.
2 decades of dominance.
So you know what we did instead? We went to lunch, Ken. We watched a WNBA game because that was on TV, and we talked about Iran.
Oh, some casual, lighthearted lunch fare. Just
good times.
Hey, what do you think about Iran? What does he think?
Not good, Ken. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
That old Sports Center commercial, is it bad? It's not good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes, with Jimmy Rollins, I think, right, with Scott Van Pelt and Jimmy Rollins, and it's not good. It's really, really bad, Ken, really bad.
Okay. Well, look, you didn't watch Superman. You haven't seen it yet, so we'll try to keep spoilers from you. But look, watching the WNBA with your Republican dad is equally as tense and rife with political tension.
That's what got us to Iran, is what's funny. We really did. Ken, I'm not even kidding. We went from, because of course, we're talking, because my dad, we generally like basketball, right? So we're talking about basketball at first and everything. And then, he's talking about Caitlin Clark. And the game we were watching was actually a Chicago Sky game. So we were, he was talking about Angel Reese, and he had some opinions about Angel Reese that I thought were interesting. But again, we were talking about basketball, right? We were still very, very focused on basketball. And then, got to the point where my dad would basically make the comment of like, man, yeah, these girls just beat the shit out of Caitlin Clark, though. And all this kind of stuff, talking about, hey, they have private planes because of this, or private flights because of her, blah, 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 right?
Right, yeah.
So that naturally led to Iran, right? Obviously in foreign policy. And so, we talked about how my dad basically said Trump, he's just convinced Trump saw Top Gun in the last month and a half, the new Top Gun. Yeah. And was like, just do that. We're just going to do that, but with bombers instead of the fighter jets. Just do that.
Do you think it's possible that the handlers around Trump, because they say he doesn't like to read briefings and they have to stage what are essentially our private Fox News broadcasts? Do you think that maybe they just showed him Top Gun Maverick and they said that's your briefing for all the military concerns in the world?
Let's go back and look at the Situation Room photos and just retroactively okay, now just imagine what they're all looking at is the climactic scene from Maverick where he's pulling up and trying to go up the mountain. And if that makes sense, then the answer is absolutely yes. Because if Like there's that would at least honestly, Ken, we might be safer that way. Really, like
Maybe.
we really might be safer that way.
Yeah, Mr. President, do you want to bomb Iran? I don't know. All right, watch this. And it's just Tom Cruise flying. Yeah, let's
Or if
do
he
it.
says yes, just show him that, and then don't bomb Iran. But I don't know.
All right. Well, God bless you. Yeah, look. The WNBA conversation is interesting. It is a petri dish of social issues and political issues and
Say that.
And, yeah, Caitlin Clark has brought a raised profile. That is a fact, and I will defend that. But it's so weird how that conversation can get coded really fast.
Iran, Ken. It directly. It was like 2.5 degrees from Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to Iran.
Let me tell you something. That girl, Caitlin Clark, that girl who's carrying all of them, getting hard fouls, going hard in the paint. And let me tell you about Iran. And that's how it comes together. Okay. We have a super chat I want to get to, then we're going to get some calls. We got Evan, we got David, we got Jared. It's going to be good. We've got, thank you for super chat. Laserbolt says, camping. He's out there camping, Steve. Fire's ready. Burger or brat, if you want to say that. I guess that's more correct. Burger or brat? Where do you go?
In the woods, give me a forest brat over a forest burger, especially at nighttime. If it's for lunch, give me a forest burger. But this evening time, you're getting the fire ready for nighttime. Give me a forest brat.
Kingsport Cal said both, and I understand that sentiment. But there's something about if I don't like a hamburger outside of a restaurant, it doesn't work for me as much. I don't know why. Don't ask me to. It's not even a joke. I just don't know why. If you were to hand me, it's the bun, it's the condiments. That's an indoor thing for me, or an outdoor barbecue at your home. But if you're out there camping, if you're forest meeting like Laserbolt, give me a brat because at the very least I can stuff that long meat in my mouth with my hands. I don't need anything else.
Okay. The burger take, I'm gonna strong disagree with you there. This is a free country, Ken, for now, and you're entitled to your opinion.
For now.
But a tailgating
Not after
burger,
Caitlin Clark's through with it.
a tailgate burger is an amazing burger. A burger at at the beach or on the boat or something where you're knee deep in water, that kind of a burger, that burger is incredible. I love that burger. You've never had a burger knee deep in water?
First of all, we're going to talk about this as it relates to Shark Week.
Okay.
What the fuck are you doing in water? Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. No. No. You're right. Free country until maybe August. We'll see. But it's messy. It's too much work. There's too many things going on in a burger that I love that I just don't know if I can manage out in the wild. I need to be at a Red Robin.
You got to lower your standards for a burger in the wild or just outside, uncovered. Like when you go to a barbecue, you're not putting you could if it's a great barbecue and they have all these different fixings available. But when a camp hamburger has ketchup on it and cheese, and you toast the bun and that's about it. There's really not a whole lot else going on there. So that's why it's easier to hold and be mobile and be in water because there's not lettuce and onion and pickles and stuff dripping from it because it's just meat and cheese and
we're gonna get you out of the lake, but you have won me over. You have won me over with this because I do this at movie theaters or baseball stadiums. If the line's long, my hot dogs don't have anything on it. It's meat and bun.
We gotta go.
Meat and bun. I don't need anything else. The hoopla can wait, and I can do that with a burger. Minimal condiments. So maybe I'd be okay. Here's the thing. Next summer, Blathering camping trip. We all join Laserbolt out in the wilderness, and we have forest meets together, and then we can really judge.
Okay. I'm totally we'll do a camping retreat. That's not cultish at all, Ken. That'll be great.
I have gathered you here for the Blathering camp trip. For my name is Ken, and Ken shall be my name. The cooking of the meats has begun. Yes. Done says Laserbolt. Jen Mero's here, says, I've had a hell of a day. You're making me hungry. Stop talking about hot dogs. I'd be curious because Jen's got she's a good cook. Actually, good is not even, Jen is a magnificent cook. Knows her way around the kitchen, knows her way around meat. And I mean that on every level that would make you uncomfortable. Jen is just the best at it. But I don't know yet, because she has a great outside dining area right now, and like there's too many factors that I can't control: the wind, the heat, the dogs, and a burger is like a 2 or 3 hand thing. It's a table thing for me.
The burger is not a table. I mean, you eat a burger while you drive, don't you, Ken?
Yeah, I do. You're right.
So you can operate a vehicle that's like 2,500 pounds, full of gasoline, going 80 miles an hour, but God forbid you have to wade in ankle-deep water.
Let's talk about Shark Week. Shark Week is coming up. Let's check the poll. If you're watching here on YouTube, we got calls coming up from Dave. We got calls coming up from Evan, and we'll get to that Jared guy at some point. Where's the poll? So Shark Week, yay or nay? 25 votes. It is close, Steve. Yay, 52%. Nay, 48%. And it's just that. That's it. No more questions. That's Shark Week, yay or nay? It's very close. But Shark Week begins on Sunday?
Yes, Shark Week starts Sunday, from what I heard.
Okay.
From the commercial I heard in the car today.
You put this in the show notes. Why? And explain your opinions and thoughts on Shark Week.
I enjoy Shark Week as a cultural phenomenon. My wife loves Shark Week. She's huge on Shark Week. She loves, she's a teacher, so she's off during the summer, so she uses Shark Week as great background stuff while she does like summer planning kind of stuff, like for work or whatever, right? And it's just one of those things you can have on all day, right? Because they have different it's it's just sharks, right? All Mythbuster sharks, history sharks, all sorts of sharks, right? The Rock did something with sharks, I think, last year. I'm sure he's done something. Anyway, so lots of sharks. But Shark Week is it's bipartisan. First of all, Shark Week is bipartisan. We can all
Caitlin Clark in the WNBA.
Yeah, right. We can all kind of get around Shark. I feel like Shark Week, for the most part, is bipartisan as far as the cultural phenomenon of it, the talking about it, the jokes, did you see that, the water cooler, effect of it all.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Shark Week. It's that little. It is one of those little slivers of hey, we can, we might disagree on Iran, Caitlin Clark, Superman, and the very foundations of government. But did you see that documentary last night on Discovery Channel about the megalodon that ate a Jurassic or ate a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something? That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that stuff. I also agree, whether I like it or not, it is a cultural phenomenon, and Rad's asked the question, is this a USA thing? What's Shark Week? USA. Absolutely, Rad. At some point, I don't remember when, one of those Nat Geo Discovery channels, I don't even know where it began, to be honest.
Discovery Channel, I think.
Discovery. Every year around this time or whatever it is, it's Shark Week, and it's a week of shark programming. Now, I want to be clear here. I have nothing against the sharks. I think fascinating creatures. I like whales. I love dolphins. The ocean is the most terrifying thing in the world. In the galaxy, our ocean is the most terrifying. The black holes, less frightening to me than what's going on in the water, which is why when you're talking about eating a hamburger in the water at a lake, I'm like, get out of that dirty water. Get out, step out of it, go onto the shore, put some sandals on, and don't do that to yourself. I'm terrified of the water, so it's a me problem, Steve. I don't like celebrating that. And the other thing is, I had a friend attacked by a shark. And once that happens, a whole week praising sharks, which, by the way, again, we're in their territory. I don't fault them. I'm a little uneasy with it. My friend survived, but he was with one tooth over from dying.
Oof.
Would have bled out in Hawaii. And wasn't he was thigh deep. We're not talking he was out swimming. This isn't like that movie with Blake Lively or whatever. He was just strolling like you're talking about. He might as well have been eating a hamburger. And he suddenly felt like something and a tiger shark got him, and he nearly died right there in the water. So, Shark Week, nay.
So to be clear, let me just clarify. I don't advise eating the hamburgers in the ocean or seas or salt water. I eat all my hamburgers in fresh water, where like the biggest thing in the lake or the river is like a catfish. So I'm good there. I'm glad we're on the same. I'm sorry to hear about your friend there, but I agree with you as far as the sharks. I think they get a bad rap. Sure, that's an away game, Ken. That's an away game for us. Like we can't pretend like we're not. As soon as you get in the water and it has salt in it and it's a big body of water, you are no longer the apex predator. We are no longer at the top of the food chain. We can no longer like have that. We have to have some kind of some sympathy for the shark there.
I do. I want to be clear. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, we've encroached on their territory.
Right.
So fair game.
Right.
I'm glad that person survived, but I'm also like, you were in the shark house. Get out of their house.
Right. Yeah, and don't eat hamburgers in thigh deep water at the beach. I would advise against that.
On this week.
But I think it's Shark Week is important because we learn about sharks. They're so stigmatized as being like bad. I think Shark Week doesn't necessarily help all the way with that because it kind of hypes them up everything. But people learn a lot about sharks during Shark Week. You know, I've learned so much about sharks from these different kinds of things, about all the different kinds of sharks and the different habitats they live in, and what kinds of sharks live where, but also like that they're important parts of the ecosystems around where they live and all that kind of stuff. And that you know they
agree.
They do eat people, so that's bad.
Vermont Mike says, if we're meant to be in the ocean, we'd have gills. That's all the hint I need. I agree with this. And here's the thing. You're right. Again, I'm defending the sharks. But they do market Shark Week as big bad sharks. We're going to spend some time with them. You know those things that terrify you? It's as if like a pit bull week was like, hey, you want to come hang out with us? The pit bulls? We're pretty dangerous. But we're soft on the inside. It's marketed. Sharks are bad. Let's learn more.
You know, for every episode that is about like the biology of the sharks, there's another episode about a dude that got eaten surfing, or a little girl who got her tube popped at the beach and got scared, and like all the bad things that you hear, right? Like they have to,
I don't want to get my tube popped at the beach. No. All right, great stuff. Let's get to some calls. If you have thoughts on Shark Week, we want to know if you got Brady says, fun fact, sharks as a species are older than Saturn's rings. More reason to just let them be and not worry about them and maybe watch them from afar. But that's just me. That is just me. We got some calls. I'm going to take, we got David here. David's been waiting patiently, and he's returning to the show. Happy to have him here. David, thank you for calling in here, buddy. How are you?
All right. Can you hear me? I'm using my iPad here, so I don't know.
You sound spectacular, friend.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at work here. There's nobody else here, but so
it's okay. If there's an emergency, you can jump off.
Yeah, no. It's work is a comic book store. I don't know if you can see behind me here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Even better. Okay. That's when you get what we need to get in that comic book store is a big giant TV screen, and then you can just play the blathering for all the audience. You'll lose all your customers, but it'll be good. What's on your mind, buddy?
Well, I kind of felt bad on the Force Center Discord, getting you agitated with the posting that video of Jon Stewart interviewing.
No. I'm glad you called it. There's Force Center Inside Baseball. No. You posted that, but I had already made plans to bring that up because I had seen I love the weekly show with Jon Stewart, and I was like, "Ooh, this would be great." And I want to point out, and for what I'm talking about, folks, Jon Stewart interviewed Tony Gilroy, showrunner of Andor, and I think his name's Mike Duncan. He's host of the Revolutions podcast. He's an expert on revolutions, and it was a great conversation. David, let's be clear about that. I actually really enjoyed it. As I explained in the Force Center Discord, the drive-by sequel trilogy and prequel trilogy barbs I'm so done with, especially from highly intelligent people that just don't need to do that. And to the point where even Tony had to react and be like, I didn't say that, everybody. I didn't say that, because he knows it's going to be it's just been a period of my life where I'm tired of that. I'm tired of Gen X's takes on Star Wars that are 20 years old.
Mhm.
And I just felt everything he said was 20 years old. And even though I agree with some of the stuff about 7, especially episode 7, I've said it in 2015, I'll say it now, it doesn't table set. It doesn't give you the state of the galaxy like maybe some of the supplemental material did. I just think some of the stuff that's in it that's super political is there, and he clearly is not engaging with that, and that was upsetting me. That's all. But I want to be clear, you had nothing to do with that anger.
Oh, I know. I know. I thought I would tell you about an argument I had about that we'd be on the same side of on Blue Sky, because no arguments happen on Blue Sky.
No, it's an echo chamber. Yeah, it's an echo chamber.
But so they were talking about Solo, and somebody was saying, "Oh, I just couldn't get into it because I knew nothing bad was going to happen to him because it's a prequel and all that." And somebody else came in, a comic book writer who I respect a lot, and he came in and said, "No, you didn't know that nothing bad would happen. You knew he wasn't going to die, but you didn't know nothing bad would happen to him. That's a different thing," which is a very succinct way of putting a problem I've had a lot with the discourse, where everybody's obsessed with, who's going to die. That's I feel like it's a little kind of Game of Thrones poisoning out there. It's all about the main characters might die. That makes everything more. The stakes are raised and all that. But
well, that's a great. You all know I love Game of Thrones. Yes, it is. It's certainly not the only thing. Game of Thrones is not the only show to kill.
It was Walking
off.
Dead as well at the same time. I think. Yeah.
But the Ned Stark effect. It's the Ned Stark effect, it's the Red Wedding effect, and then it's the Pedro Pascal coming in as Oberyn Martell effect. Those 3 years back to back to back, it even poisoned the rest of the show. To where even I don't think it's the show's fault, but when Jon Snow is killed at the end of season 5, everyone's like, there's just no way. And so it just kind of undercut what was going on with the actual plots, the points around the story. But yeah, no, I think there is a little bit of a character dying that you didn't expect to die is effective. It was effective in Game of Thrones all 3 of those times. But I don't know if this makes sense, but it's also my slight problem with, not my problem with Andor, but actually a thing I think about Andor that is positive that is sometimes not received well, or people misunderstand me. Andor is not subtle, where like Solo is highly political. I was just talking to my friend Jason this morning on a walk. I said Solo was probably the most overtly political of the movies in the modern age. But it's not seen that way. And Andor just goes, hey, here it is on a table. Here's the stuff. And I think that's great. I think some people need to see that. But then to assume that then the other things don't have politics because of Andor obviously is upsetting. And so I think, I agree with all the stuff you're saying there. And that goes back to the death thing, where the death adds layers that aren't necessarily there. And there goes your Solo problem. Well, I knew he wasn't going to die. There's no tension. That's not the point.
Yeah. Well, and bad things do happen to him. And stakes are not just life or death. You know, stakes are whatever the character cares about. And not every story is supposed to have life or death stakes. And most Star Wars stories are adventure stories. They're not thrillers. They're not horror. They're, different genres have different levels. When Harry Met Sally is not going to be improved by you thinking that one of them might die.
when Harry and Sally almost died. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's agree with that. That's not the German. That's not the German.
Anyway, so somebody else asked this comic writer, how did you like Solo in general? And he said, well, I liked it. I just didn't like the checklist part of it. And that set me off.
Yes.
And my response to that is, imagine somebody who saw Empire Strikes Back first and then went back to watch A New Hope. They'd be going through it. If they had the same standards that people watch things like Solo, they'd be going through, so we're going to see how Luke met the droids here. Oh, and here's where he meets Obi-Wan. Oh, and here's where he gets his lightsaber. Of course. Wait, no. Is Obi-Wan? That's the ghost guy? Oh, I love that mystery. I didn't want to know who he was. And
I didn't know how he died.
He dies. And there he's getting his X-wing. Get out the checklist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The checklist criticism. Yeah. Go ahead.
And so that, I mean, all those things that there's analogous things in Solo, but when they're all put together, when they're all released at the same time, that is, you have to see it as, Solo is A New Hope for Han Solo, that A New Hope is for Luke.
Yeah.
And the response I got was, he thought I was not even arguing in good faith because it was so inconceivable to him to even accept such an idea.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would have yelled at him too. And again, understanding where I understand the comment. I'm on this thing lately where a lot of things to me aren't criticisms; they're just observations. Like I have some observations of the Superman movie in terms of some of the speed of the action. Some of the choice. Like I love that film, but like I'm observing that I don't like that as much as other things in the film. But it's boiled up into this critique. Like I said, everyone's trying to talk over movies. Everyone is trying to talk over the films and the shows that they're reviewing or they're talking about, including this guy. So I understand. It seems he met Chewie. He gave Chewie his nickname. They got the yeah, totally. But also have some fucking fun, man.
And if you didn't know about, if you were watching Solo for the first time, none of that would feel odd to you. He met somebody. Somebody gave him a gun. Oh, okay. It's not a moment. They don't make a moment out of it. They make a moment when he sees the Falcon, which makes sense because that is the big love affair. But and if you watched him in chronological order, it'd just like, oh, he still got that gun. How nice.
He still got the gun.
That's all that is.
We also see how Andor got his gun.
Yeah.
So I don't hear a lot of checklist arguments about it.
Oh yeah. There's everything applies to Andor as well. Yeah.
But I agree. And again, as I always say, like you're out there watching or listening, you don't have to like every beat in Solo. That's never my argument. It's just like it's that kind of stuff that infuriates me, and it mostly comes from Gen X too, about just the the New Hope stuff and everything. So I agree that David. Wonderful stuff. Keep arguing on Blue Sky. I don't like the arguing on social media, so I avoid it. But sometimes it happens. But sometimes you got to get in that ring, and you did good.
Yeah, it's usually the only thing that can compel me to make the effort to write something is when I get agitated about Star Wars. So that ends up being
that's fair. David, I appreciate you, buddy. All right, get back to work at that comic shop, man. Sell some paper. There we go. David checking in. We got more calls. Look at this. We got it's almost 6:00, Steve, and I got that eating thing tonight. We got a jam here, man. This is good. It's
6:00, Ken. Do you know where your squirrels are?
I do. One of them was having a late dinner. I started a problem. I didn't want to do this, Steve. I put down a handful of peanuts for the skunk the other night. And the skunk discovered it, and I recorded this skunk tasting peanuts for the first time in its life, and it was the cutest thing. And now every night I'm putting peanuts down for the skunks. I have a problem.
Wait, so was there another skunk orgy, or was this just another lone skunk? No, okay.
I get one for that 4 skunks in one night was an aberration. I get one skunk. He shows up usually at 7 p.m. in the front yard, and he works his way to the backyard, and up until about midnight he's in the yard. And sometimes he goes into my patio. Other times, I don't know where he goes. But I felt sorry for him because he's rooting around for food. And he's also digging up things, and I don't like that. And then I saw him crunching on an empty peanut shell, and I was like, I bet he's hungry, because that's how I get around animals. I bet he's hungry. So I grabbed a handful of peanuts, put him out there. He ran away, but then he comes back. And I'm not, by the way, not going to try to feed the skunk with my hand. I'm not going to do that. We have a mutual agreement. But anyways, long story short, dumb story. But I stood at my window and I taped it on my phone. And the moment this skunk cracked into that shell and tasted the peanut, you saw his eyes go like, the fuck is this goodness? And he ate it, and then he found another one, and he was like, "There's 2 of them!" And he was, and I have it on video. It's not for air because it's really grainy. It was great. It was amazing. All right, let's do this.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, that did make me think of one thing when you were talking with David, because I wanted to fix a couple of, and that goes along with one of my ideas. I wanted to fix some rom-coms with horror elements, and that gave me two ideas really quickly. Along Came Polly. What if we made the ferret like rabid in the second act? It just randomly
love that.
Just went wild and actually went rabid.
This is a great game. Put a note. I have a doc. I put a note doc. I'll workshop this right here on the air right now. So I was helping to produce movie fights yesterday over at Fandom, and it was a good episode. I don't know where. I think you can check it out on fandom.com. I don't think they put it on the YouTube channel. Anyways, obviously I have a long history of that show, and I don't like to debate movies and that kind of stuff. But a good debate here. We're talking sharks, yay or nay. We're talking brats or burgers. Like we're all built on that, whether we like it or not. It's just how you approach it. So I want to do a segment here, because I'm such a stubborn idiot, Steve, where we find something. I don't know how to work this out, but I envision me in the center and then two callers with cameras on the side, and they're each trying to like convince me of something. Okay. Or maybe it's I don't know, Steve. We got to work it out.
Okay. Blather court. You're the judge. We have two lawyers. We have a defendant. We have it. Yeah, I got it. We'll workshop this.
Okay.
Just give me a few days. We got this.
Great clip out material. All right, let's bring in Evan Osborne Lomax, aka Major Problems, aka the man on the big red truck. How you doing, Evan? Thanks for calling in again, buddy.
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
It's good, man.
All right, couple quick hitters. First of all, I just want to tell everyone out there that there are more pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein than pictures of transgender athletes in the NCAA. All right, so let's put that out there.
Yes, it's
and
true.
Everyone can do what you will with that.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Second of all, Shark Week. Hell no. I live right by the Atlantic Ocean. I actually live spitting distance from the town in New Jersey where Jaws in 1918 happened. Hell to the no.
The real Jaws?
The real Jaws.
Okay. Okay. I love this. Yeah, no, I'm with you. You said that with such fire and brimstone. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. I stopped going to the beach, I don't know, after high school. I'm good. I'm good.
Going to the beach is, again, I grew up at the beach. Going to it, getting up to your ankles, eating a hamburger, and apparently, eating a hamburger and water is freeing, Steve feels. I don't know, spiritually freeing. But that's as far as you need to go. You don't need to go further. And even that's pretty dangerous. You could step on a jellyfish. Beach jellyfish.
100%. Back in the 19th and 18th centuries, they didn't teach sailors how to swim. If you went overboard, that's it. It's over. See ya.
You're done.
That's it.
You're done, man. Okay. All right. I love it. Yay and nay. No, you say no. Evan, anything else on your mind here?
Yeah, I got one more quick hitter. I'm out to dinner this past weekend with some friends for a birthday party, and the check comes out, and there was a discussion about, are we splitting it? Is someone just taking it whole? And while that was all happening, I just took the check because I think splitting the check as adults is ridiculous.
Evan, gather around here. Evan, I want to tell you something right now. You're a goddamn hero. You're living life right. Look, if you can put down 2 cards, even 3, and just say, hey, split it, whatever it is. But if you start doing the itemizing thing, what did you have? Hey, Tim, what did you have? That's absolutely the incorrect way to live life.
Life's too short.
If I can afford it, I'll pick up the check, and then you Venmo me what you think. Like, I'm not money bags, but we're not doing this to the waiter. We're not doing this to ourselves. Be a gentleman or a gentle lady or a gentle person, and one of you pick up the goddamn check like a hero. Evan, you're a hero.
Thank you, Ken. It's a philosophy I came across, I don't know, sometime after college, and it's the exact same thing. Oh, I only got this much. I don't want to pay. Would you get? No, none of that. It looks amateur. It looks bush league. Bush league.
Thank you. It's bush league. And here's the thing. I have been in situations where I have had the water and salad, and someone had the shrimp scampi, and that to me is the price of admission to a lunch with a friend. If one of you can't afford to pick up the tab by themselves, split it evenly. You're paying for the social situation, not the food. Don't do the itemized thing. Do not do the itemized thing.
Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Now, are there people that maybe take advantage of that? Maybe. And maybe those people need to be shouted down when it happens.
And you know what? We know who they are, Ken. We know who they are.
And Evan, you know what you do? You don't eat with them again.
That's it.
It's that simple. I love it. Home run of a call. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you very much, Ken.
All right. That's how you do it. Steve, hot takes on split and check.
No hot takes. I'm totally with like exactly what you said. Just Venmo me afterwards. Let's make the waiter waitress's life a little bit easier. Like we don't need to do this.
Yeah, a split down the middle is great, but I and again, Evan's right. I know who they are. I know who in my life is like, well, okay, I had the French fries. I know who they are, and I don't eat with them anymore.
We need to add a button to that soundboard, Ken, other than just the home run crack. We need to add like at least one or two more buttons. Okay. See, I'm good. I'm glad to know we have those.
Those are the in-house ones.
Okay.
I can't get to the other ones. I have a clip coming that's going to be another one. But I have to go edit it. And then it's complicated, Steve. I have to edit it. I have to put it into Google Drive. I have to download it on this computer. Then I have to make sure the road connects with this computer. And then I have to add... And my ADD brain, that's like 13 steps too many.
It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps. But hey, keep doing it so that AI doesn't do it all for you and then replace all of us. So one step at a time.
Hey, I'm all right with it. All right, we got Carl, we got Chris, we got Cal, and we got Jared. Jared's been waiting since before the show started, which is great. He helped us with something that didn't work. Jared, what's on your mind today, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing tonight?
We're all right, buddy. We're all right.
Good. So, Shark Week, yay. But also, I don't need to go in the goddamn ocean either.
Good man.
TV good. TV good. Ocean bad.
Exactly. And in fact, to make Steve happy, the thoughts, you want to go in the ocean? No. There you go.
That was a good one. I like that.
You're welcome.
And the worst part is, when I was younger, I used to love going in the ocean. Did some light surfing, would do some swimming, but no.
Okay.
As I've gotten older, I'm just like, no, just even just doom scrolling on Reels or TikTok, you'll see like the paddle boarders and like a dolphin or a orca whale will come up to them, and even in that situation, I'm like, no,
in a controlled environment or something, and again, I'm not saying I'm suddenly on SeaWorld side. I'm just saying that orca whale's like great chum or like that's what it will sound like when it's devouring you. I can't do it.
Exactly. That might be what it sounds like, but Ken, that orca is smarter than 15% of our current national legislature.
No, this is true. I'd rather have an orca in charge of the Department of Defense than Pete Hesketh. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All right, Jared, what else?
And to answer Will in the chat, depends on the lake and the river. Simple lake that I had growing up at the camping spot. Fine. Lake Michigan, no. No,
you don't want to be a Gordon Lightfoot song, man. You're singing about the wreck there, Memphis Fitzgerald. You don't want that. No. We don't want that.
No.
Big and like the cow get you goomy. We don't want that. Now rivers. No. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. A Paul McCartney lyric that was also a TLC lyric. If I need to cross it or down there at the creek and I can see it and there's just tadpoles, pollywogs, and some sort of salmon, fucking its way to the bottom of the water or whatever, I'll cross that. That's different.
Wait,
but I don't sit.
A pollywog? That's a Pokemon. Is that a real thing?
Pollywog? Yeah, isn't it? I don't know.
I thought that was a Pokemon. Brady will tell us.
Tadpole.
That's Polygon.
Oh, all right. I tried. I'm shutting up again.
I think. I don't know. Poliwag. There it is.
Poliwag.
There. Look at that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So on to forest meats.
Forest meats. Hit me.
Yes. Normally I do enjoy a good burger, but in the forest, I'm with you. Brats all the way.
Brats, right?
Nice and simple, but. What we used to always do, what I always enjoyed, it was a thing called a campfire bomb. We would get a big old thing of tinfoil and throw in raw meat, onions, seasonings, whatever you wanted, and just ball it up, leave a nice handle to grab after, throw it in the hot part of the fire, and just wait. Eventually it'll all cook, and then you just peel it open and go to town.
Eventually it'll all cook. Okay, I like this idea. Let me go step by step. Steve, have you ever heard of something like this?
Oh yeah, no, I'm a big camper of just throw a bunch of stuff into a tin foil, throw it on the fire. Oh yeah, tastes good.
I mean, I'm the Brady of this situation. I just have not done a lot of camping since like the 70s. So, meat, onion, tomato, whatever you want to put in there, ball it up like an aluminum foil ball, and just toss it into the fire.
Yeah, you leave and we called it like a little campfire burner. You leave a little handle, you put it on some nice hot coals, wait like 10, 20 minutes. You know, good stuff.
All right. I'll have that. I'll have one of those. Call it a grab bag, little aluminum foil grab bag of food. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'm with you. Are you gonna go to the Blathering cult camping?
Oh, of course. I'm bringing the fruit punch.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely. We'll all drink the Kool-Aid. Jared, anything else? I got a lot of calls I'm gonna get to. We got some Game of Thrones on Thursday. It's gonna be good.
One last fun sports thing. I saw the clip of it. I guess during the home run derby, a gentleman hit a home run, but one of the kids that they have in the outfield reached up and over the fence and technically stole the home run because he caught it. Oh, really? Yeah.
I watched it, but go ahead.
The worst part is, so as amazing that is, and the announcers were loving it because it still counts as a home run, but it's like looks great for the 12-year-old who got up and over the fence. People are mad at the kid online. I hate this world. I hate this world.
As Jerry says, imbeciles. I think he was calling us imbeciles, but imbeciles indeed. Yeah, look, I feel bad for the kid, but also sign that kid. Like, let's draft him. Get him going.
Don't be mad at the kid, but that's bullshit that home run counted. Ball got snagged. Home run shouldn't count. That's just my opinion.
Steve. Well, okay, but Steve. I love this idea because I did watch the home run derby last night. When this is done here, I gotta watch a little bit of the All-Star game. Yes, what danger? I say, don't put the kids out there. Put an all-star outfield team out there. or tell what, make them retire. Put Torrey Hunter out there.
This is where we get to have the fun stuff and have like moats instead of a warning track and like trampolines and things like that. But like instead of all-star outfielders, that makes it like a little too hard. Give me a moat, give me some trampolines, and then give me like the gymnastics team with like mitts or you know what I mean? Like give me something else out there like as an obstacle that you got to get it over the wall other than let's make it a little harder. Or kids are fine. Kids was fun. The kid did great. I mean, we don't have to replace it. Why are we taking away children's jobs? Are you anti-child labor now, Ken?
I'm not. I'm just saying let's actually up the ante. Joel's idea: put landmines in the outfield. Let's just do this. The home run derby was a little boring last night. And I love the derby, but I just didn't. The rules were crazy. I don't know what's going on, and it's busy. It's busy. I just think batter, pitcher, outfielder who can catch the ball. Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
You get your 10 outs, and that's it.
There you go. Thank you, Jared.
Of course, you guys. We'll see you Thursday.
All right. We got some sports coming up in a little bit, but I want to hear from Chris King. We also got Brady call. Brady's calling, and maybe he'll give us that answer about Al Capone's vault, Steve.
I have a lot of questions. If Brady just knows anything about any of that whole reference, all of it. Does he even know who Al Capone is? There's a lot to unpack there with Brady.
I love this. Cameron Stewart's off to see Superman. Take care. Roger suggests a moat with alligators. Let's just do it.
That sounds familiar.
You just said that, huh?
No, not that I said that. No, I just feel like the federal government has some experience with that, Ken. That was a news joke, damn it.
Yeah, okay, I got it. I picked up on that. Tell you what, Steve, that's a home run of a comment. All right. Shark Week is now tied. 36 votes, yay or nay. 50-50, Steve. Our tightest poll yet.
Go Sharks.
Go Sharks, indeed. All right, Chris King calling the show. Chris making his return to the show. How you doing, Chris? What's on your mind tonight?
Doing well, Ken. How are you doing?
I am okay. I've had a good couple days, and I'm just gonna let that be where it is.
I hear you. Well, I wanted to ask, and I know you got a lot of calls, so I'm going to dive right into it. First, I'll say Shark Week, nay, not a fan, but I wanted to ask you about for the All-Star game. I've got it on the background right now, but for the Home Run Derby, do you have a favorite All-Star game or Home Run Derby like moment or memory? So this was kind of sparked for me. I'm a Phillies fan, and I saw somebody posted when Ryan Howard won the Derby on his last out, and he hit the when they used to have the signs for like somebody to win the money. I don't know if they still do that. And he on his last home run, he hit it, and the person won like $100,000, and he won the Derby. And I remember watching that live, and it was really cool. So I was curious for you.
Absolutely remember that one. I think there was just a lot of mystique around it as a kid, and it's gotten better. I don't want to also sound like completely negative on what the MLB has done with it. I do think they've improved over the years. Like if you watch like 1988, it's like really bad. It's just like, here's Jack Clark and he's got 3 swings. Can he do it? It was not good. But for me, it's the Josh Hamilton one at Yankee Stadium. I forget that year now. Maybe we'll look that up. Hamilton's a interesting / tragic story. This is his big comeback. Guy who fought really hard to get clean, come back, and still had some demons and all this stuff going on. But he's one of the best baseball players to ever step foot on a field. But that home run derby at Yankee Stadium, I think he had like 28 home runs in the opening round or something. And it was just, I was listening on the radio. I was driving home from work, and the sound of the crowd reacting to it. It was really almost spiritual in a way. It was someone getting to the top of the mountain in a way, not in terms of winning a World Series title or awards, though he did win some, but just on the center stage. And that was like peak home run, but also peak All-Star week for me was that one. 2008 is Will McLean.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that one, I remember watching that one too. That one was great. And I actually remember, this is back when like you didn't even have DVR or anything. I actually went to an Eagles, the band concert that night, and recorded the home run derby and came back and watched it on VHS tape. And yeah, and I remember it too, because it was also, again, as a Phillies fan, I think that one was in New York, and the fans booed Chase Utley, and he got caught on tape saying, "Boo, fuck you."
Yes.
And that yeah. But
Philly through and through.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love that. Yeah, no, great stuff. Yeah. What's the don't give a score, but is the All-Star game going good tonight? What inning is it?
It's in the top of the third. There's definitely been I'm not going to give a score, but there's been some big moments. A really entertaining one. Not going to say big one involving Shohei Ohtani, and then they just had
not going to say it. He's not going to say it, Ken.
Nope.
Not going to do it. Wasn't prudent. Okay.
But yeah, it's been solid, you know?
Okay.
So.
I'm going to warm up some mac and cheese and watch it after this, because why, folks? I have to stop eating and drinking by 8 o'clock tonight because I've got blood work in the morning. Chris, thanks for that call and the memories of the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be back, Ken. Thanks.
Good to have you here, buddy. Speaking of buddies, Joel says Kershaw got caught talking dirty on a live mic. Yeah. Kershaw's a homophobic bigot, so I hope he gets caught doing a lot of other things too. As Joel knows my opinions on Kershaw. We're gonna get Brady on here. What do you think? Do you think Brady? If Brady says he didn't Google it, I believe him. I trust him.
I believe he didn't Google. I think Brady gets the spirit of the game. I also don't think Brady would have gotten my favorite home run derby, because I don't know if Brady was alive, but 1999, Ken Griffey Jr. Beat Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. That was just a stacked home run derby. That was back when baseball was amazing to me as a child. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I would love to know if Brady knows anything about not only the reference, but who Al Capone is, anything about this. So I'm excited for this.
Well, on the show is 898-4M, aka Kyrie, aka Brady. This is it's a running bit. We want to make sure no one swinging through thinks we're mocking this kid. But he's one of our youngest. He's one of our youngest, but he's also one of our smartest. Let's be clear about this. Brady is smarter than pretty much anyone who calls in the show. He and Addy could compete in an IQ contest. I don't know, but Brady, how are you doing?
Okay, you're flattering me. I'm just I just got Google on my hands sometimes, you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
So but I did not Google who Al Capone is. I know who Al Capone is.
Okay.
Right? I read the book called Al Capone Does My Shirts when I was a kid.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's about a family that lives on Alcatraz and
Wait, what? Wait, what? What now?
You know, the dad works as a guard and they live on Alcatraz.
Oh, okay. And
I thought this was like some like little kid book where Al Capone is like teaching you how to fold your clothes, Ken. Like I was really worried for a minute.
I went the same spot in the sense of I thought Brady was talking about a children's book, like a little golden book that was trying to teach kids about the dangers of organized crime. And that like it was someone who was like, every Wednesday Al Capone and his guys come by and rough up my dad, but we get clean shirts. And I was like, oh boy, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got caught by tax evasion of all things.
Yes, that's how we brought him down. But the question was, I assumed you'd know again because I know you're smart. You're smart. You think you're so smart. Your brain's so big. I knew you would know Al Capone, but the reference to Al Capone's vault. Do you know?
Okay, here I'm not so smart. I have no idea where this comes from.
So in the 80s, again, years escaping me. Maybe Will McLean will give me that one too, because Will is a treasure trove of information here in chat, and we appreciate him. Al Capone had a vault that was discovered, and everyone's saying, what could be in that vault? This is this secret vault. Al Capone, one of the most successful, richest mobsters of his time. What's in there? What kind of history? And so Geraldo Rivera, then maybe of ABC News, they do this big live event, and it's on TV. And this, again, Brady, back in the old days, we had 3 channels. And maybe high cable. Like maybe at this point you can watch ESPN, but even people are like, what, sports 24 hours? What are you, nuts? We don't do that. Geraldo went live, and they did like promo, and they did like little mini docs and segments, and like Al Capone, the most dangerous, and the workers the whole time, the workers are trying to get into the vault. Millions of people tuning into this, Brady. And then they open the vault, and there is nothing but dust, dirt, and emptiness. And it is one of the greatest, like, where's that sound? That was the sound. It was on a global scale, and The Simpsons made great reference of it, I think in the B Sharps episode. And it's just one of the things, sir. So there you go. And we got Ryan in chat says, something interesting. My great-grandfather was Al Capone's bodyguard and number 2 on the FBI's first public enemy list. Ryan is not a hero. I mean, this is organized crime. But this is amazing. I love this. Ryan, you got to call in. Anyways, Brady, so that's the whole story. That's it.
Oh, I think I remember the Simpsons episode. Now, it sounds so familiar because I think I just got it through cultural osmosis. But
yes,
wow.
Yes.
I have one bit of trivia about the TV aspect of it, Ken. It wasn't actually just on one channel. This was a syndicated production that was not even. It was on literally if you were on TV, like live watching live TV that day. It was on pretty much every channel. So it wasn't just a ABC or NBC blunder. Geraldo fumbled this on every channel available, basically. It was syndicated all over the place, every news channel by Westinghouse Broadcasting. Group W produced the special.
Oh, that's amazing. I want to relive that. We were watching. And I think that's as a young kid, and that's how I learned who Al Capone was. Like, I didn't know what was going on, and it's a great epic fail.
It was like LeBron's decision, Brady, but way less climactic.
Okay, that one he actually chose somewhere different. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's why I said way less climactic. But that's kind of like the gravitas behind it.
Yeah, because it was such an event.
I love how it would amount to nothing essentially. You know, that is poetic.
It's like Epstein's List, right? That's what we're getting at. Brady, thanks for answering that. A quick question here.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Al Capone, but have you ever heard like a recording of his voice?
Maybe, but not off. I'm gonna confuse it with the guy on Boardwalk Empire.
He's exactly how you think it would sound like.
Like stereotypical, like a mobster character.
The stereotype. Like he's literally the stereotype. I'm guessing that's where it comes from.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could very well be. Could very well be. Hey, what you doing here? We're gonna go eat some forest meats, eh?
That's exactly how he speaks.
Yeah. You're the bee's knees, you broad. All right. Laserbolt says it was priceless watching Geraldo trying to maintain some kind of show after the vault opened. It was the greatest thing. And yes, shout out to Stephen Graham, who was so damn good as Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire. In terms of prestige television, I think Boardwalk Empire gets forgotten too easily in the conversation. Anyways, Brady, any other quick thing on your mind?
Yeah, speaking of Shark Week, I'm a big in sharks because sharks are cool.
Sharks are cool.
We think about like the great white sharks, like Jaws, but there are a lot of other sharks. They're like whale sharks. There's hammerhead sharks. There's tiger sharks. Have you seen the tiger sharks at Catalina before?
No, because I'm not going to go near the water, Brady.
Oh, damn! But they're so nice. They're like, I don't know. They're about 3 feet. They're really cute. They're like cats. They're like the cats of the sea.
Yeah. That's the shark that bit my friend. Was a tiger shark.
Oh,
maybe you missed that part of the story. A rather on the larger side tiger shark fucking bit him, ripped his leg off.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just like cats. I don't trust cats. I don't trust tiger sharks. But all that aside, again, I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with the sharks. I do think they're fascinating. I think it's amazing. They're just living their life, man. And like what it's like a shark's going like, what do you want from me? I got some dude with a camera in his like cage in my house, and they're taunting me. Like I'm gonna go after him. So I have no problem with the shark.
Yeah, and they're so important in the ecosystem, right? Predators are so important. Like people, they get a bad rap, but they're so important.
Yeah, look, I get it. Look, I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to protect squirrels from the coyotes in the world. But I get it. It's the circle of life. All right, Brady. We're getting some calls here and get on out of here soon. But I appreciate you checking in.
Yeah, and if you want to appreciate another way of sharks, don't actually have it with shark, but shark fin soup with a substitute.
Shark fin soup, okay.
But with the substitute, because you don't want to actually kill the shark.
Yeah, that's true. Roger says the tiger sharks grow up to 10 to 12 feet. So yeah.
Oh, really?
There's your kitty cats. Meow,
maybe
Brady. Meow.
Another shark. Maybe not a tiger shark.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
What are you substituting the shark fin in this? Hold on. I need to.
Vermicelli.
Hold on. What?
Vermicelli.
I know what that is, but I don't know if Ken's looking at us like he doesn't know what that is.
I don't know what the hell
is that.
What
is that, Brady?
What is it? No. It's your turn to lecture me, Brady. What is it?
It's like a clear noodle. It's really
stringy.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's noodle soup, not shark fins. Okay,
I would call it a noodle. I'd say it's a noodle.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. All right. I digest. Anyway, move on.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you, Brady. Get home safe if you're out and about. Watch out for the sharks. All right. We got Cam. We got Cal. Quickly, some quick sports, Steve. 51 days out from the start of the NFL season.
51 days until the start of the NFL season. I was looking for some fun 51 day or 51 day historical facts or things like that, Ken. Nothing.
Not so much.
We need just in general. We need to start highlighting more happy things. But I didn't find one for today. 51 days, Ken. That was how long the Waco siege lasted.
Yes, it was. Yes, which is, by the way, insane. 51 days of that. I highly recommend that doc that's on Netflix. Fascinating stuff. But yeah, at the end of it, NFL kickoff.
Yeah, as I say, not a whole lot of other things for 51. I imagine we'll have some good ones late as we get closer.
Yes.
But yeah, no, 51 wasn't. I couldn't find a lot of good historical things for 51. If Canada ever becomes a state, we'll have 51 states. But other than that, Waco 51 days. But football's almost here.
Football is almost here. Are you watching Netflix's Quarterback season 2?
So I haven't yet. I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Is the season that is it portraying the current season in which my Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, cool. I might watch it then, because I didn't watch the original. I didn't watch the first one because it was like about Mahomes when they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yes,
I wasn't trying to relive any of that trauma.
Sure.
I also don't like Kirk Cousins for various reasons. So
why don't you like Kirk Cousins? I want to get into it. A little sports talk radio. I don't want to. By the way, I don't want to bash the dude.
No,
I don't think he's a horrible person.
Okay,
but what don't you like?
I don't like Kirk Cousins for, I think, a lot of the reasons that you've alluded to, but also I don't like Kirk Cousins because he played for the Washington team for several years against the Eagles, and so I just, have that natural aversion to him. I also don't like the Minnesota Vikings for several reasons, and he played for that team for a lot of years. So yeah, just not a huge fan of Kirk Cousins, and he also just comes off as like the MLM dad of like quarterbacks in a way. Like he's the kind of guy who would like come up to you in a locker room and be like, hey dude, like you should really get into like this like business thing I'm doing, blah 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 blah. All you have to do is get like 5 other people to do it with you too, right? Like that's what I think Kirk Cousins is up to.
I'll tell you what the problem is. He wears fucking polo shirts. That's the problem. No, yeah, so I don't know the dude, and there's a lot of things that, because he was in last season, he's in this season. They stick with him when he goes to Atlanta, and I don't know why, but he's fascinating because there's a lot of things about him I do like and respect. I want to say that I do like and respect. This is a guy who has not had everything handed to him. He's had hell, the Falcons signed him to a 4-year, $100 million contract, and then they draft Michael Penix Jr. like a week later, like. And they cover that in season 2, and he's just kind of like, well, that wasn't my favorite thing, but everything's in God's hands, and I'm trying not to hold his spiritual beliefs against him, because I don't have problems with spiritual beliefs, Christian or otherwise. I really don't. But he seems like the dude, and especially his wife seems like the type of person that is like, Jesus just wants us to love, which is why we have to vote for this big, beautiful bill to cut Medicaid. He just seems like he's everyone buys sneakers kind of dude, and it drives me insane. It drives me insane.
Yeah. No, the Kirk with the chains and everything, and all the funny videos and everything. It's endearing as it is. I don't buy it. I don't like the guy because I'm a biased Eagles fan, and he played for Washington, and so I have my easy reasons to not like him. So welcome to the hate train.
But it's fascinating, and it's fascinating. I highly recommend maybe watch season 2. Get in on it. It's him, Joe Burrow, and Jared Goff. And it's my favorite television right now, and it's getting me excited for the football season. Oh, it's you got 51 days to kick off, Steve. You need a little dopamine hit. Watch quarterback. I think I
appreciate that. No, so this is where I'm seeing these Joe Burrow viral video hits, because I've been seeing all these little clips. I'm like, why are we seeing clips of Joe Burrow on his couch talking about buying a Batmobile? That would make sense.
He's fascinating too, because he's the prototypical white leading quarterback. He's a good-looking dude. He's got everything. He's got, but like he's got some facets to him I wouldn't have anticipated, including fashion. He has a fashion stylist, and they go through it, and I loved everything about it. It was fun to watch. You'll have a good time.
All right, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Let's get Cam in here. Cam calling into the show. Cam Hass. Remember, we got a couple Camerons. We got Cameron Stewart. We got Cameron Hass, but Cam's on the show. Cam Hass, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jen. How are you?
Good to have you back, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been watching along, just with the not live, unfortunately.
It's okay. You don't have to turn your life upside down to be here live.
Well, I was like, I'm in my summer job right now, so I feel like I'm just spending less time doing things. I feel like I just come home and nap, basically. But
I took a nap today. It's great.
How was it?
It was horrible. It was. You ever do that nap where you suddenly your body gets like sweaty, like hot, like your body's like, this isn't normal. This isn't natural.
That was me 20 minutes ago. Yeah, and then I woke up and I saw you were on YouTube, and I was like, this will make me feel better. This is what I need.
See, there you go. I appreciate that. What's on your mind? Anything about we've talked about tonight, or something new?
So the one thing I put in the chat, I think, about sharks is I thought a fun fact is they appear in the fossil record. Not that I've extensively searched the fossil record, before trees.
Really? So sharks come up on land and they're like, you know what? Nah, we're going back in. It's too hot.
Yeah, you guys mess with a lot of stuff. Just gonna go right back in. I don't have much more about sharks. The other thing I did have for Ken is because I know you're a big baseball guy, and I haven't had a chance to jump on here live. I'm wondering, how do you feel about my Toronto Blue Jays? I don't know if you've talked about the Blue Jays much lately, or
we touched on it. Was it Saturday? Evan called in and he was asking about the Yanks.
Yes.
And I looked up the standings. I was like, I'm not following it as much this year. I know the Yanks have been good, but I've also know they had some problems. Blah blah blah. Pull up the standings on my MLB app live on the air. Toronto Blue Jays in first place. Cam, what the fuck? What the hell's happening?
It's like when I don't know. They've stumbled into some success. Now it doesn't feel the most sustainable. They were a team they were terrible last year.
Yeah.
A team I was barely watching. I don't want to be that fan, but in baseball it's hard not to be that fan.
It's hard not to be. 20 long games, season.
When you see 20 games below 500 in the middle of July, it's a pack it in season. But
yeah.
They have a lot of guys that just don't strike out. Their team, they have the lowest strikeout rate right now in the MLB. I think that still stands, like second there. Last that helped.
I hate to sound I hate to sound like an old timer. But everyone's striking out these days. This is what you need. You need a team that's going to take pitches, get on base, and dink some hits in there. I love this. So, yeah, I think it's good for baseball, and this is one of the things we did touch upon this previous show. But I think it's good for baseball to get some new blood. Every once in a while, a team pops up, but it's not sustained or sustainable against the Yankees and Dodgers and other big teams. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Well, I appreciate that. I was also wondering if you had a favorite Blue Jay of all time, or even one in recent memory. Maybe, I'm not sure.
That's a great question. I think my favorite Blue Jay of all time might be Dave Steve.
Oh yeah, my dad. That's my dad's favorite as well. Not to make to pull that on you.
It's old. It's old. Dave Steve was at his peak in like 85. Yeah, it makes me old. Actually, take it back. He went up to like the early 90s, and he got a little injured in the White Sox and all that stuff. But just love. He was just this. I think it was his couldn't get a no hitter or a perfect game, but he'd get to within one out like a few times. It was insane. He was so good, and he was so close to immortality, and he couldn't. And finally, he gets over it and throws that first no hitter, and it was great. So I like Dave Steve.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of I feel really jealous of my dad. Where I'm a big Habs and Jays are kind of my two favorite teams. I'm a Dolphins fan as well, but there's not much success to write home there. But I'm really jealous because he got to watch the Habs and the Jays win in the same year. Which is something I've never experienced individually in any year. So kind of feels like it's like getting into a relationship like in the 7-year itch. It's like I'm jumping in at the worst point. I feel like as it hasn't been my favorite, but I'm hoping that maybe the Jays make some big acquisitions.
They'll get there. They're a team that's always Joel says Lloyd Mosby, great. Roy Halladay, great name.
Roy Halladay.
Yeah, maybe they'll pick up a big bat next week, or a pitcher or some arm. They're always in the running for some of the big names, including Ohtani.
Always a bridesmaid, Ken.
Always a bridesmaid.
Well, I really appreciate it. I'll let you go. I also did. I remember when I called in, like one of my first few times, I was talking about a fantasy football league. So I did just want to throw that idea out there. I know we were talking about 51 days away. So if that is something that people have interest for, I'd like to hear it, and that's something I wouldn't mind organizing as well. So.
Well, your man is Steve. We pitched this I think a week or so ago. Steve's in on it. Adam Knight, who's it's weird because Adam Knight's Canadian and they have 110 yards on their field. But Steve, we're looking at doing that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna set that up coming up here in August, and we'll get some details up on Discord and everything. So yeah, no, awesome.
Love it.
Thanks for chatting, Ken. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Cam. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Go Fins. Fins up. Let's do it.
Have a good one, man. Thanks.
All right. We're doing good. How you holding up, Steve?
Doing fine. You poor Dolphins fans. How are you getting Canadians? Like, you getting Canadians roped into the? You didn't want to be a Bills fan. Like, how are you a Toronto fan but you're not a Bills fan? How does that happen?
He's chosen wisely. It's gonna. Look. I'll tell you what. Okay. Dolphins are gonna surprise you this year. I'll tell you what. 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. I think 10 wins, 7 wins. Maybe 8. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. We're gonna do one of those radio bits, Ken, where we'll go over the schedule, and preseason.
Oh,
we'll
yes.
go over the schedule. You want to do that? We'll like preseason. We'll go over each game and we'll give Ken's win losses for the Dolphins, and then that way when you give your picks every week, you can't rat out and pick the Dolphins as like one of your picks every week. You have to actually give us 5 picks on the rest of the league because we'll already have your pick for the Dolphins based on your preseason. Well, I guess you have point spreads and everything. We can still do it that way. Yeah.
Up and downs.
Okay,
and
fair enough. Yeah. But I still want to see your preseason like levels. Yeah. We'll do a preseason schedule.
Because I think part of the fun is watching a pathetic Dolphin fan come up with reasons in his head that he thinks they're going to win every week.
That's fair. That's a good point. All
right. Mandalorian Jedi's in chat. We've got Cal soon. I got to get this nut job on the show. Jerry the Cannon Junkie's here. Man who believes in aliens. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, not much, Ken. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Know, I believe in aliens, but I just had my parents come up and visit me from Arkansas, right? And they believe that Adam and Eve rode dinosaurs. So who is crazy? That's what I want to know. Okay?
And there's a good chance they're like, son, it's not aliens, it's angels doing their work.
Right. Well, it's demons sent here to distract us from the Lord Almighty, actually. So, yeah. You know, and that's it. Look, well, here's something to talk about then, Ken.
Yeah.
That this is much scarier than aliens. Your parents coming to visit you as an adult, okay? So that it could be filled with very good times, but it could also be filled with very fraught times, especially in said political climate. I think you and I have both talked about how it's a little fraught. My father and I are forbidden by my mother from ever talking politics in front of her. She told him, like, I essentially the closest she could say to like I will divorce you without saying that and stuff, like if you cause him to not want to come back home, I think she might have threatened to kill him. I don't know. Which is funny when you think that no one knows my mom, but my mom is like the mom from Just Friends. The classic Ryan Reynolds vehicle. And so just imagine Joyce telling her husband, you know, like I will murder you in your sleep.
I will kill him. I will kill you. Did you survive?
I survived. It took an edible after they left. It was great.
You waited until they left, or did you just pop one while you're in the kitchen?
No, listen, I can't. I did joke with my mother that I was going to, because usually I can't joke with them around like this kind of stuff because they grew up in the '60s and swear to God they know all the stuff that was happening back then, and they know that how that stuff can. They believed all the Reagan propaganda, I believe.
Yeah. No. This is absolutely I deal with this a lot in my life too, and I don't pop the edibles, but like there's a lot of this like we don't think that about people who microdose, Mom. Like this isn't Timothy Leary telling people to tune in and drop out, like
Right. No, I told her I was going to put some in her tea the next morning, just because she doesn't know. It's just like she don't.
Dr.
She
Robert.
made me promise I wasn't going to. It's like, Mom, who do you think I am? Like,
exactly.
It is one of those things, So no. Listen, long week off, spend it with the family and stuff like that, But none of that changes the fact, Ken, that sharks are pretty cool. I think they're misunderstood, but also there's a huge interstellar object at the edge of our solar system right now.
What is it? What?
Have you seen this?
I do not know this.
NASA has said, look it up. NASA has said there is a huge interstellar object at the edge of our universe right now, our galaxy, excuse me.
Okay. NASA has said.
No, it's the solar system, the very solar system we inhabit, Ken. And it could be a comet, but you call it an interstellar object, and I'm going to run with it, okay? That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
And are they in our oceans already? Yes.
Yes. The aliens. Yes. Okay.
We've established this.
Hold on here. Okay,
Ken, he's absolutely right. This is as you look this up, I can help you out with this. This came out a few days ago, maybe like late last week, and the Trump administration already even actually made a comment on this during a press conference. They talked about how the chances of this being an issue are like the same as like a life-changing pandemic or like a meteor hitting the earth, something like that. So it basically just told us all like, okay, there's totally a meteor like either coming towards us or to be worried about.
There's a meteor out there like there's an Epstein client list floating around somewhere.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying.
So NASA has named this latest interstellar object 31/Atlas after detecting it this week. The NASA-funded Atlas survey telescope in Chile. The comet
You had it
is-
right the first time. They're directing it. You had it right the first
They're
time.
directing it. The space lasers are they're mounting space lasers to it right now. The comet is now about 420 million miles away. Comet watch is on.
That's a little ways. That's a little way. It's just a little jaunt away from us right
But
now.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump in interstellar terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, interstellar terms. Yeah, it's the freckle pasta hair, man.
How does this compare to McConaughey? Like, how old will McConaughey be by the time this gets here? That's all we have to figure out.
This is probably him coming back, isn't it? And his daughter to visit his daughter's grave by the time he gets back home. How did that movie end? I forgot how that movie ended.
I didn't see it, Jerry. I didn't see it. Didn't see it.
I saw it. No, I'm familiar with interstellar lore.
Okay.
I did see it, and I enjoyed it.
It's poetry. It all rhymes. It's all circular. It was McConaughey. We were coming back to ourselves.
He was
coming
from inside the house. Right.
Yeah. Laserball has I like this angle on it. Laserball says it's fun to imagine where that comet came from. Laserbolt is saying that. He's posting that in chat as he's looking up at the stars right now, putting meat in his mouth. Laserbolt, you're living the good life. What did you say, Jerry?
Krypton. That's where it's.
Oh, is this marketing?
This is the beginning. Yeah, this is
marketing.
There, no expense to make sure that the Zack Snyder, Justice League never happened.
Never happened.
Honestly, NASA could use the money. If this is marketing, the budget has been cut enough. NASA could use the money from.
I love this.
from James Gunn and from the studios to be like, hey, talk about a meteor. We need people to watch Superman.
Jerry, a question for you. We talked about this segment earlier, and I know you and Scotty used to do like a judge kind of show, but in chat you said it's illegal to impersonate a judge. Did you run into some kind of legal problems?
No. I'm just saying, as a judge, I just don't know in good conscience if I could allow you to do that.
I see.
But I don't know. You listen, Ken. You're a good guy. You got a good square head on your shoulders, and
it's a little pudgy.
In a good way. No. And
Okay.
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna allow it because I think that you make a good judge.
I don't know.
Listen. I don't know about the powdered wig though. I don't know if the
I'm not doing no
wig
powdered wig. No,
okay.
it won't be that, Jerry.
It's a little itchy. It's a little itchy. I got mine right here.
No. I see it. I'm glad you have a shirt on.
I was gonna say, Cal is asking if I got the wig. Not currently. I'm not gonna tell. But
yeah. Kingsport Cal says, I don't think I would let Ken sentence me to prison. I wouldn't. I'd be one of those viral judges that's like, you come here, Calbert. You come here. Let me tell you something. You're going to make something in your life. Okay, I'm going to give you clemency today, and I don't want to see you here again. That'd be me, Cal. I'd be on one of those TikToks that make you cry. Jerry, I appreciate this today. We got to have you. Can you be our official interstellar object correspondent and help track this for us?
Ken, that's the job I was born to do. I've been doing that ever since the lightning bolt struck me in 2015. So
you're tuned in. You're hearing things. You're hearing things at the far end of the galaxy.
Yes. I was gonna say I am. Who is it? John Travolta. I'm John Travolta in Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Is that right? Am I getting movies mixed up?
No, that's a great movie.
Okay.
No, that's a great movie. Phenomenon made me cry. I remember, made me cry. Keira Sedgwick's in that film. Yeah.
In my interstellar commentary will also most likely make you cry. So
that's fair.
I'm here to serve, y'all. Here to serve.
I appreciate it. Follow Jerry over the Bombadcast, folks. Watch him and Scotty. Scotty came up and was hanging out with you. Quick here. I got a call here and I got to go. But Jerry, did you survive that? Is that more dangerous than parents coming?
Well, no. The only thing about Scotty coming up is you got to just make sure that you have enough cocaine just kind of like waiting in all the little wings and stuff like that. And he's good. He's like a little squirrel, going and finding like wherever it's hidden. It's kind of fun actually. It's like helping wildlife. But anyway, we took 3 weeks off. Bombadcast is going to be back this Thursday, and that's all the promo I'm going to do because Love it. I'm gonna get off your show.
Get off my show, but be our comment watch correspondent. That's what we got.
All right.
Thank you.
Watching for the yep.
Jerry the Cannon Junkie, everybody. Jerry the Cannon Junkie. Our final call of the night is here, Steve. He hasn't been on the show in a couple weeks. He's probably been working because he's a working man. And he's going to be upset at me because I'm going to say, Cal, you're the last call of the night. I got to go. I got to eat. So I'm just going to set the table right now, Steve. I have blood work I need to do in the morning. I go to Porter Ranch, California to give blood to my doctor so they can see if I'm alive. And I have to stop eating and drinking in just almost an hour. And I haven't had dinner yet. So Cal doesn't want to send me to bed hungry, Steve. That's the game we're playing right now.
It's a dangerous game, Ken. It's not the
game.
most dangerous game, but it's damn close.
It's damn close. All right. Calbert, you're on the show.
Ken, first of all, it takes you 5 minutes to eat a Subway sandwich. Anyway.
You're not wrong. Shut up, okay? You're not wrong.
What? Also, you're killing me right now with this collar. Your collar. Remember when last time we talked? The collar. The collar is not even close to fitting around your neck. Look at Steve's camera. Look at Steve's collar. Steve's got
fitting. It's fitting. It's just uneven, so my undershirt is showing. What are you talking about?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, how you doing?
Look, I know what you're seeing because it bothers me too. It's a V neck, and it's just. I'm also a little sweaty. It's 95 degrees in the studio, so things are sticking where they normally don't stick, Cal. Jeepers.
All right.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind, buddy? It's good to have you here.
Not much. Shark Week, I don't really care about. Actually, I was talking about the ocean. I don't go to the ocean. The one and only time I've been to the ocean, I think I might have said this before, was in New Jersey, a place called Long Branch, New Jersey. That was the last time and only time. I mean, I got sand in my eye at that beach, and it was terrible. My mother freaked out, and we had no bottled water. I had to wash my eye out with salt water, with the water from the ocean. Anyway, it was.
Oh, that's not good. That makes it worse.
No, it was very bad. I thought I was going to go blind, but I didn't, fortunately.
Okay.
But anyway, Ken, I've been listening to the shows, and I was disappointed to hear that Addie is going to be out for the rest of the month, but she deserves a little vacation, I guess.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you could be disappointed in not getting her segment on the show, but yeah, you're right. She deserves this time off.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Ken. The only question I really had, well, it's not really a question. You was talking about observations earlier.
Yeah.
And one observation I came to make is that I think that white people. I'm not trying to do this. No. This is legit.
It's always legit, Cal. It's always legit.
I'm so excited for what this is gonna be.
No, it's legit. I think that white people are afraid of going bald more so than black people are, because white people's hair is long and kind of luxurious, and you can move it around and you can change it. Black people's hair, we can't do that. So if it's gone, when it goes away, fine, you just shave your head, no big deal. But you can do so much stuff with white people's hair that it's like a travesty to lose it. You see what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
It makes 100%, and my buddy Joel, 100% right. Look, I'm glad you bring this up. This is why I like having you on the show, Cal. I don't mind running headfirst into this kind of stuff. The end of the day, a bald black man is going to look 200% cooler than a bald white man. It's just the way it is. And I'm not shaving my head because I'm going to look like I'm sick. And it's not going to look cool, or I'm going to look like Tom Segura, or Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's not. I don't think it's a good look. But Cal, you shave your head, people are going to be like, "Damn, that guy came to play." It's just the reality, and I'm not afraid to run at it, Cal.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just observation. I thought about it a couple of days ago. But speaking of being sick, what's this blood work for? What are you doing? Are you just getting like a checkup? What's happening?
It's just, look, I'm nearly 50 years old. My doctor sent me a message. I don't know how much longer I'll have the medical insurance because I'm on Medi-Cal because I'm a poverty. So he's like, hey, I've ordered your blood work. So I'm just getting the blood work. I have this back injury, not the back injury I've had for a couple years. I got something else going on that every once in a while I'm twitching because it's like a season up. So I'm like, all right, let's start the journey. So that's all it is, Cal. I don't want you to worry. I appreciate the concern, but it's just some routine blood work.
Well, I just worry I'm going to be listening to Thursday's episode and they're going to find something in your blood. You know what I mean?
Well, now that you mentioned it, now did you been having dreams and visions about this?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just talking about like Thursday's show. I'll be listening to it.
I'll be good. My blood work the last few years, it's been pretty good, and I've only gotten into a little bit of a better healthier eating situation in recent weeks. So I'm confident, Cal, that we're going to be okay. But if I'm not, we'll be prepared for everything we got to be prepared for.
Well, we need you around, and I'll tell you what you need to, when they do the blood work, make sure they test your testosterone levels. Because not talking about trying to be buff and all that bullshit. I'm talking about your testosterone levels can affect how you feel as a person as you get older. If you have a good high testosterone level, you will feel better.
High T's. Yeah, okay. I have a friend who's very obsessed with his testosterone level, and he's getting some shots to make it stronger, but I think your explanation as to why are better than his. His is just because he's an Italian cop who just feels as though he needs to be more macho, where you're trying to say, I could be depressed, and the reason is low T.
Yes, that's 100% a thing. Brady, Google that. But yeah, it's 100% a thing. So I haven't checked that. And if it's low, I think 300 is for around your age, I think 300 is low, but not super low. But if it's real low, they can give you shots and stuff.
Tell you what, I will have the answer. I will reveal it once I know, Cal. I will reveal it publicly on this show.
Well, I'm just worried, Ken. I want you to be around. I want to be around for when you get famous, so I can say I'm
famous, buddy. Come October, I'm probably going to be homeless. Let's worry about the fame later, and let's worry about the testosterone levels. How about that? I appreciate it. But see, Steve, this is why I love Cal. Cal comes on, you get a little nervous because you don't know where he's going to go, and suddenly he has all this information about testosterone levels.
That, and he's telling you to go to the doctor. Just be careful with the testosterone level thing, Ken. I don't want you to pop like a 4-week suspension. I'm pretty sure that's like at least 4 to 6 weeks.
PEDs for podcasting?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Cal, I appreciate you, buddy. All right. We're going to roll. I love you too, Cal. I am going to eat. I'm getting hungry. All right. That is it. We're rounding the corner here on the show. Good show. Steve, glad you're here. Love you, buddy. I know things are tough and tight at home, but we need you here, and you showed up in a big way.
Appreciate it. Happy to be here. Thank you, everybody, for all the kind words. We had fun, and looking forward to Thursday. Thanks again.
Looking forward to Thursday. We'll be tracking that comment. We'll see what's going to happen. Thank you for those who support on the Patreon page. Please consider doing that if you haven't already. Patreon.com/KenNapsack. That's it. We'll see you. Bye.